What's up, everybody? This is SOS Rampages with you. We're doing, the whole intro here right now, but this is going to be a little bit different style episode as you see it being live and stuff like that. So we will be having intermissions in between. We will be, once I do all of this, I will condense down and we will let people come into the Twitch version and the YouTube version and all that good stuff. And we will get into the episodes and everything, but we are feeling it out. We'll be editing these for the different, if you want to see specific parts of the video, if you want to just skip to certain parts of the live video, it's really up to you on how you want to consume this content. We're just trying to do this a little bit differently since we have the opportunity and, we're feeling up and awake and, testing out the platforms and seeing how we do there because we both do gaming on Twitch all the time. So, trying to cross the line.
Why is Nia doing my girl Trish like that?
I mean, Tiffy is the one that's in pain. She's the one all the way down.
Hey, shout out to Rampage for the background.
Facts. What's up, Lewis? And we will be throwing up like the people in the chat, so we get to do that and stuff like that. Look at that for. Appreciate anybody stopping through, coming on through and checking us out. Like I said, a little bit different today as far as, trying it out with the live version and different things like that. So anybody with comments, all that good stuff we hear. What's up, KP? So now it's up to Farm to introduce himself and to entertain the people while I take my intermission while I get ready. Nothing much. I hope work's going well.
I am SOS Farm, aka Farm the Great. On YouTube, I'm also known as Farm27. I'm Rampage's right-hand man. The biggest wrestling fan that you've ever known. And I'm here to talk about that rap music with you. So, let's get into it. Job work is good, but now busy. Man. Work is always a struggle. But, we chilling. Enjoying the day. Trying to take advantage of the good times. So we are going to be getting into the Elimination Chamber, and we are also going to be talking about the recent events on AEW, which is a ever-evolving process of mismanagement. But we believe in the product.
Doing great, kid. You don't seem like you're nervous or anything. You did great. Proud of you.
I just didn't know I was going to be on full screen, and then
when you saw yourself big, everything changed real fast.
Yeah, and then next thing I knew, I kept the conversation going.
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda. What the hell?
You tried. All right. I'm gonna write down when the start time's gonna be for Breaking the Wrestling Barriers, so that I can edit it later and it not be so hard to do. There you go at the 5-minute mark you see at the top.
I should have just talked about Nia Jax.
Would that have made you more comfortable?
I don't know. I can see her now, but like when my picture was in the center, I couldn't see the background, so I just had to go off the cuff.
That's fair.
Now that I see the background, I see the reactions of the fans. That dude in the orange, the dude in the one shirt, and the dude with his young Cody son.
Yes.
They all have the same look on their face. Homegirl next to him is giggling like this is the best night of her life.
Oh, hold up. I forgot about the intro for each video, so we'll go at 5:30 then after the intro plays.
We get another intro?
I mean, just because the video. So for the video's sake, it'll be easier to just put the intro right now.
Okay.
What's up, everybody? This is SOS Rampages back at you with another episode of Breaking the Wrestling Barriers, specifically number 13, and what Farm wants to be known as the Taz edition, the bag, the orange, the whatever you want to call it edition. We are leading into the Elimination Chamber. We appreciate you all for being here. We are doing this live, so if it is a little bit different, if it is a little bit funky, if things seem a little odd to you, that is why it's a little bit off to you. So, trying stuff out, trying to go live with it. So if you want to consume the live content and get it all throughout, you can get that, at that spot, or you can get it here and, just watch this said video. And we appreciate y'all for joining in. Any comments, concerns, all that good stuff. Like, subscribe, y'all know the drill. With that being said, we're going to pass it over to that way. Hey, I got it right on the first time. Look at that. And let him explain himself.
I am SOS Farm, aka Farm 27 on YouTube, and I am the right-hand man of that guy there. You find him, you find me.
And we are live right now on Twitch as well as on YouTube. So if you want to check us out for live content, you can check both of our Twitches out as well. We usually do gaming, but we also do this kind of content from time to time. With that being said, we're going to get into what we are talking about this week with the lead up into Elimination Chamber. We got a bunch of different kind of fun, interesting, we'll call those things to talk about. First on the docket, as you all see on the pretty ticker at the bottom, is Logan Paul just kind of slapping CM Punk and running away. And in your mind, I'll let you go first with this. Where does this lead? Is this a Mania thing? Is this a down the line thing? Is this just a testing Phil?
Testing Phil.
Okay.
Definitely a piece of that. Hopefully not WrestleMania.
No.
Not this year. But also, I think it's just like one of those big things that they can grab a hold of.
Clip-worthy moment, YouTube moments.
YouTube superstar Logan Paul slaps WWE superstar, former AEW world champion, former UFC fighter CM Punk in the middle of Monday Night Raw. #Netflix. What will happen next? And they like to bring big names together. That's why I still think eventually they want to do Rock Brock again.
Yeah.
But bigger.
But bigger this time. They're both so big.
The biggest Ultimate Fighter versus the biggest movie star. But this time for real.
I get you. I'm kind of hoping that it leads into Punk eliminating Logan from the Chamber, especially with how locked in it is and all the pictures that Punk has been putting up on social media leading into. I mean, we'll get more detail about the Chamber and stuff like that in our Chamber breakdown, obviously, but it's kind of where I'm leading. It seems like, because like I said, I like you said as well, I don't think it's gonna be Mania. I don't necessarily see them lining anything up this far down the line. If it's not going to be at Mania, they have all their ducks in a row. They're looking everything is full sail ahead at Mania, so I don't see them starting anything that's not going to be followed through with right now, at least.
This is the CM Punk slow burn. This is what he's going to be doing in 2025, but this is only the beginning, and it's not actually starting yet. But pay attention to it.
Right. Next, kind of to pay attention to. I mean, we have it full on the screen behind us is we have Tiffy and Trish teaming up in Toronto against Nia and Candice.
Yeah.
Is this leading to? Do you think this leads to a Trish comeback? Do you think this is because it's in Toronto? Because she's kind of hinted and rumored at a comeback. Does this lead to Tiffy and Trish at Mania?
Trish has already come back.
Do you think she's fully coming back as far as getting back into things? Because she's been out for a little bit. I mean,
she's back though. She came back and she fought Becky.
Mm-hmm.
She comes back for like the Rumbles, and like she's on the games, like not old Trish, like current Trish. Like
Yeah, she's essentially like one of the first female Brock
yeah,
types. Like she
she's
comes
technically
in.
on the roster, but like she's not there all the time. But technically, she's in the mix.
So do you think that leads to Tiffy and Trish at Mania, or do you think we're still lining up Nia and Tiffy at Mania?
I think Trish is there to help the positive image of Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah.
Like they have a mother-daughter look and kind of relationship that it looks like they're trying to build on camera.
Right.
So like I feel like this might be one situation where it doesn't lead to a match. It's just like where one legend believes in someone and they endorse them and they just have a bond.
Right. No, and I get that, and I kind of want to see a match between the both of them, but like down the line though, like it's kind of like I could see them building to it, but I really don't. Neither one of them needs to turn heel right now, and we're not at that respect.
I mean, Trish does like to turn heel on people just so she can have a match. Trish is like Shawn.
No, I know that's kind of her MO, but
yeah,
I
Trish will
don't
turn heel just so she can have a match with you. So I respect that.
So I mean, I get it in a way too.
Yeah, I mean maybe that's Trisha's retirement match, ultimately, because they tried to say like Trish was having her last match a few years ago when she fought Charlotte, and nobody believed it because of the fact that Trish had not fought Sasha yet, and everybody knows that Trish and Sasha wanted to have a match. And I don't think Mercedes and Trish have had a match yet, right?
No, they still haven't.
So Trish isn't retired until she works with Mercedes because they both said they want to do something together.
Yeah. It should be an interesting. I mean, she's obviously going to get a huge pop. I mean, it's going to be a decently worked match, I'm sure as well. So it'll be good to see.
She's the GOAT.
The other thing WWE kind of have sprung on us at the last minute, like they usually like to do, and what has engulfed the entire pay-per-view, including the poster, is The Rock coming back and proposing his, giving his proposition to Mr. Cody Rhodes. And we also have Travis Scott making another appearance because reasons. Sad face. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Someone about to get dropped off some shoulders.
One can only hope, but I don't see it happening. I mean, good for Travis Scott. He has the theme song for Raw, right?
Yeah.
Does he have the theme song for Elimination Chamber?
No, that's Poppy.
Okay.
Because Triple H has got it back, so now we get all the NXT stuff.
Yo, where's EO? Poppy's there. Where's EO?
Taking the night off.
That is the dangerous.
In catering.
All right. You know what? Then I want to see Asuka come back. I want to see Poppy perform. And I want to see Asuka come back.
How do you feel about The Rock and Travis Scott?
Individually?
About the situation.
Oh, with the poster.
Yeah, the poster, and then just them being at Elimination Chamber in general. What do you think Travis Scott's gonna do? One, and then do you think we get that much from The Rock, or do you think it's just set up still?
It's set up from The Rock. It's more storyline. It's what's gonna lead into WrestleMania. It's probably gonna leave us with more questions than answers. No, I don't know why Travis Scott is on the poster. I don't know what he's gonna do besides show up and make an appearance. I don't know. Maybe Homeboy's been training with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and he learned how to do a clothesline, and he's gonna do something on the show that matters. I don't know. Other than that, he's probably just gonna show up with a crack pipe and stand in the center of the ring, and then like the first 5 rows of people are gonna die. You can edit that out. We're live on. That was for Twitch. I don't know. Yeah, look. If The Rock is presented as the devil, then you should bring like some artist that's down with that. They're gonna come out together, aren't they?
Yes, probably.
And Cody's good. Wait, no, Cody did the video with SummerSlam or whatever, Metro Boomin in the car.
Yes,
Cody needs to call up Metro Boomin so like he has backup, because if The Rock has Travis Scott, you can't just come out there alone, Cody.
Hey, how are you doing? Having a good day so far. I hope you're having a good day as well.
So I don't know. That's how I feel about Travis Scott.
Let's jump over to the other side. Let's go to AEW, because I know that'll make you feel so much better. Well, how about the Mariah May jumping Toni Storm, and they're not done. They're gonna have the Hollywood ending match. So I'm hoping it's gonna be some sort of cinematic match. And that pile driver on the stage was nasty. I dropped right on his head, or on her head. Sorry.
I agree. I'm all for whatever they're gonna do to finish the story, but what are they gonna do afterwards?
Right.
As much as they need to separate, I kind of still want to see them together.
Yeah. And who goes over here? Like, who is
Mariah May?
Yeah. Where do you go with Tony?
In mine.
I mean, do we have Tony go after Mercedes next? Like, where does Tony go? Is Tony big enough now that she doesn't need a belt because of the gimmick?
She runs into the lunatic with the puppet. And then they interact with each other for a while.
Okay.
Because tell me you wouldn't watch that every week. Ooh, do you think she can do 2 of them at the same time? Like that episode of South Park with Mr. Garrison?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I'm besmirched on where this conversation is gone. This is as rough as the Death Riders being the main storyline of the show.
Okay, you don't want to talk about Harley Cameron. I got you.
I want to talk about multiple puppets.
I mean, I don't know who Thunder Rosa. That'll give her something good to do. That's not. That's not,
Tony Khan.
That's not involved.
We need a random female to feud with somebody. Where's Thunder Rosa?
No, that doesn't involve someone that doesn't want to like not work with her. You know.
Oh, I get you.
You want to talk about that real quick?
What?
The Thunder Rosa, Megan Bain,
the chair
thing. Yeah.
I told him to hit you with the chair.
Man, I will buy you 3 green teas that day. Thank you, my man.
I mean, there's not much to touch on besides it's
Tony.
I don't know, man. Thunder Rosa needs to
go to the WWE.
That'd be no bueno either, but no, you want to believe that. Speaking of people that I can kind of see, it kind of setting up for a WWE bound. I mean, are we going to pretend like that MJF tattoo removal isn't a tiny bit? That leaves that door open now of like, I mean, nobody's really saying or thinking that, but I'm gonna throw that out there. Like, yeah, that leaves that open.
Who gave him the okay to film that?
I would assume Tony. I mean, but also,
So it's all good then, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe he had that plan since he got the tattoo in the first place.
No, I could see it, and I mean, it definitely goes well with the storyline, and it makes sense. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just kind of, it's a bold move, very, very bold move to especially do out and videotape and stuff like that. And like I said, it fits where how personal the Hangman feud's getting. I mean, with him jumping Christopher Daniels and busting him wide open.
MJF is definitely someone that I could see getting a tattoo for a storyline to get it removed later for another storyline. Like, he's not going to get like some big tattoo on his arm, but like he'll get a tattoo and show it off just so he can show it off being removed 3 years.
I get what you're saying with that.
Like he would do that.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, that match is going to be really, really good with how much they're leading in and how much they're building up to it. As far as like, I mean, this new Hangman kind of persona, Stone Cold Stan Hansen, Hangman Adam Page over there. Just he comes in his truck, he kicks some ass and takes some names and looks like the grumpy cat as he does it, and then he goes away.
They're gonna go for match of the year.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And it's going to be very hard hitting, and I mean the whole night's going to be a good night of matches, whether it was built well or not. Everywhere, it's still been good.
Speaking of it's a night about the Young Bucks.
Oh, they'll be back. They'll be back soon. Don't you worry. Don't you worry your little head.
I'm sad now.
Our EVPs.
I was just starting to enjoy AEW. Why do they have to come back?
Because they're not the issue.
Are they gonna bring that Jungle Man with them?
Yeah, that scapegoat. He's the best.
Can we at least see Anna Jay?
I mean, if you got to take the rest of them.
Never mind.
Keep them over in Japan.
No, it'll be interesting to back up. I'm gonna like. Are they gonna step to the Death Riders?
Somebody's got to at some point. I mean,
yeah. Or are they gonna align with the Death Riders?
Listen, I know that it's probably going to be them stepping to the Death Riders because that's kind of how the storyline goes, and they're the baby face quote unquote of AEW, heroes of AEW. But tell me that Syndicate wouldn't be so much better.
Sir, the baby faces of AEW are the Hurt Syndicate. Yeah,
but like that would be so much better. Like it would.
Imagine those three coming down and just mowing down 8 of the Death Riders with.
It's not even the physical. It's I want to hear the verbal back and forth between Mox and MVP, with MVP's new kind of way he's talking, and Mox is kind of insanity, and MVP basically calling him out on all of this, like, yo, y'all whack. Like, basically, it did so many words.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they're just waiting for Cedric, and then it'll be more even.
I genuinely, and I can say this, I mean, and I'm sure you can pick up on this, I think the Hurt Syndicate is way more over than Tony thought they were going to be. Like, I think that he thought he was going to bring them in and they were going to do good. I don't think that it was going to be like this. I don't think anybody could have necessarily predicted this kind of reaction from everybody. I mean,
they've become the most popular act in the company. Like, when they're together and they're doing their thing, there's nothing that audience loves more at that moment than watching them do that.
Like, and it was truly, and I mean, like I said, everybody gets on Tony and stuff like that, but the way that it was built and brought in, that's why. The way he brought in Shelton and built him up to be like, yo, y'all remember Shelton from 2006? Remember how great he was? He's even better now. He went to Japan and he can wrestle even better now. Let's give you some matches. Oh, you want to give him a mouthpiece? Oh, we got Montel Vontavious Porter. Remember, he used to talk real well back in 2006 too. He can still talk as well. And then you want the big heavy?
And then MVP's like, ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Lashley.
and built it up to where everybody was expecting Bobby Lashley, but like made it so that I think, it comes from me, and we talked about it, in the locker room, and I'm sure other people feel this way. It is so refreshing to have Bobby come in and not be the super biggest part of the group. Yes, he is the big man. He can be the heavy, but like Shelton's a factor too. MVP is a factor too. It felt like in WWE, anytime Bobby touched a group, it was like, that's Bobby's group. That is, everything's meshed around Bobby. And that's just, he's good, but that's not, TNA did it too with the Beatdown Clan. Bobby's doesn't need to be the 1,000% centerpiece.
I love Bobby Lashley's AEW gimmick. His whole thing is, I'm the nice one. And like, he literally is. Like, when you listen to like their promos and their interviews, like Shelton will break you down, MVP will insult you. Bobby's like, hey man, your shoes look nice. And he just smiles at you. But you're still scared of Bobby.
He can just screw you.
And it's like, but I'm the nice one. Like, yeah, no. And then like they'll both just like shoo you off and walk away. And then Bobby will start to walk away and he'll shake your hand. And then he'll leave. But also, I'm the most scared of Bobby. I can't give Tony Khan the credit for that, because MVP and Bobby have been working together since they were in TNA. And then once they got
1,000%. I think the plan was set all along, but it was the way the capitalization of the plan and how it was used. And
this is their formula, but he's giving them the proper time and room to make it work.
Mm-hmm. And I also think that it's the proper formula, and Bobby and MVP had this all along kind of planned out. But like I said, with the start of it, I really do think that push of Shelton early on was a huge factor of why they're over right now. I don't think they get to the point they are right now and having the chance that they do right now if you don't have Shelton do those 20-minute classics week in and week out against some of the favorite people out there.
Yo, man, 85% of their audience grew up watching Shelton Benjamin, and 98% of their locker fan in that building that's not paying attention to a Shelton Benjamin match. Like, maximum, like a promo, 4 out of 10. Athleticism, 9 out of 10. Respect, 11 out of 10. Like, everybody loves Shelton.
So I think that's going to be looked back on, and we'll see where it goes, and we'll see how much they push it, and we'll see kind of where they go with it. I mean, I know that, with them going against the Murder Hawk Monsters, the Chris Benoit, and
I didn't say it.
And the other guy who
I wasn't gonna say it.
But, you called him Mongo. Mongo was
But Brian Cage looks a lot like Chris Benoit.
What's up, Yoshi? How are you today? Appreciate the check-in. I think they're safe though. But another match that we're gonna kind of close things out on with the this episode, as far as and we'll move it on to the next episodes and such like that, so we don't keep people too long. Is that the announcement? And it was a very, very smart way to do it. Once again, tipping the hat to Tony Khan a little bit of having Swerve and Nana bait Ricochet bait the heel in with the title shot on the line, because Ricochet doing what a heel would do and being like, why would I fight you again? I beat you. No, I don't want to do that. I'm good. Aha! I'm like, I'm all right. And then they say, oh, but Tony Khan said we could get a title shot in here, whoever wins. And that turning the cap around was great, but looking as nerdy as he possibly can,
Mm-hmm.
like with the glasses on, the robe, the jacket, just everything's just
Yeah,
as much of a nerd as you could look.
the switch up was crazy.
Like it's the personality that's come out of Ricochet during this time is another thing that just needs to be studied, needs to be like
Appreciated.
appreciated. And I don't know how much. And I do love the fact that Ricochet is 1,000% turning it back on the internet community because of how bad they got on him when he went to AEW and they splashed down and he didn't have a gimmick and personality and he was just doing the Ricochet gimmick.
It was before he went to AEW. They were starting to get on him when he was in WWE, but he had the handcuffs on and he couldn't express himself. And then as soon as he got free, he started clapping back at people. And they were like, "Oh, Ricochet, you're supposed to be a nice guy." He was like, you bald. Shut up.
Yeah, and the fact that now people are like feeling the gimmick and like being like, "Yo, man, Ricochet is cool. I like Ricochet now." And him doing the you thing that's just like, no, you don't get to do that. You weren't here before. No. You back up. You can't hop on the train.
Has left the station. You missed the ride to school. You better start walking if you want to make the math class at 11:30 this morning because you missed your ride, Playboy.
Trevor ain't here no more. Trevor went that way. All right.
The only thing here is I'll flex on you. Ooh. Let me get this Macho Man finger going.
I think that it's definitely it's going to be a great match. I'm very excited for it. I like the stake, but I don't like the fact that I just don't foresee either of them beating Mox right now or really like it's AEW's in a point right now, and we'll get to it on the Revolution breakdown of they could go a lot of different ways based on kind of the fan base right now. Because we also have that caveat of Christian is still waiting in the wings, which once again, not going to bring up and looking at dates and stuff like that. When did man? I feel like he's had that. Are we at a year now? Like we're getting up there. It has to have been a year. I don't even remember when he got that. I think it was like Revolution. Was it Revolution?
Your father.
It was some sort of ladder match. I'm about to look it up after this to see when man's got that. But it's been a long time. It feels like that he's had that briefcase.
Is there a time limit on it?
I don't know if there is or not. I would assume it's like Money in the Bank and there is a year, but like they don't state it, which either way, they need a way out with that at some point in time. Someone needs to get got by that. So that's the only way I could see maybe Cope winning. Now you have him as an AEW champion. Don't necessarily need to take it long. I've already predicted before having Christian do the New Year's Revolution, just like Edge did to Cena. Yeah, battered and bloodied, cash in on his buddy. And then you can have the Christian Edge feud and, have that. And then I guess have one of them drop to either Ricochet or Swerve, but then you're putting them in the back burner for a little bit. So, like, it seems more likely than not that they're not doing that. It seems more than likely that Mox is going to win, go on and have a match with Swerve or Ricochet, probably win that, and then we're waiting for Darby to come down the mountain.
It would have to be Ricochet versus Cope or Christian versus Swerve.
Just to make sense of it, yeah. And I could see heel Ricochet where he's at right now, pulling something off with Cope. Maybe, because it's all going to depend, and this is where it's kind of weird. I don't think they put any stipulation on the Mox and Cope match yet, but you would think with all the ambulances and everything going on, and that's also to keep in mind of like they need that kind of idea, a battered and bloodied Cope for Christian to cash in on and be that slimy, detestable heel that he needs to be.
He could cash in on Mox, and the way the match ends, Cope would just have to sit there and watch as he does it. Like maybe he's handcuffed to the bottom rope.
Yeah.
And he watches his moment fade away as Christian comes and takes it away from him. So like Cope doesn't have to win for Christian to do it.
Right.
But either way, they do need to strike with that sometime soon.
And we'll go out on this one, like I said, because we're hitting around the 30-minute mark on this episode. But this is where I'm going to leave, and I'm going to leave everybody with, as people like to do, the baby face, the good moment for the fans, hopefully, before we do our outros and stuff like that. Because I know that this would never happen, but I want to just put everybody into fantasy land for a little bit. All right, so in your scenario, Mox beats Cope. Cope's, laid out. Mox comes out, or no, Mox is, getting up and everything. Then Christian's music hits. He slides in and he's like giving the contract over.
On your own.
Mox like gives him a look, but then Christian and Cope look at each other and do almost the New Day and Usos thing of like, bro, we're brothers forever. Let's get this motherfucker. I'll give you your moment. Let's do this. And they both turn up and just go and they hug it out and they have the moment together. And it was all either a plan or they're just brothers that like, it doesn't matter. They fight, they get back. It doesn't it would be one of those moments in wrestling of like, oh my goodness, my heart. Edge and Christian are working together to kill the Death Riders. Finally.
Yeah. No, you know what? You sold me. Where's my wallet?
Like it makes absolutely no sense for Christian's storyline or anything, but it's that idea of wrestling brotherhood just kills everything.
I would love for it to take Edge and Christian to come back together to be the force that takes out Moxley and the Death Riders. Like that's what it took something that no one saw happening for. It's like the same thing when Vince was picking on Triple H and picking on Shawn, and he did it too much simultaneously.
And he got
DX. He caused DX to fuse back together.
Mm-hmm. And then hit a 5-second pose on Mox as Christian has the belt over top of him.
Well, after that, they just have to shake hands and realize that they have to fight for the belt now.
Yes.
It only lasts a temporary thing, but it fixes everything in between.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all for tuning in, at least for this last little nonsense this last little ploy and the entire episode, obviously. Appreciate everybody that's coming to the live, and obviously, if you're tuning into the live, we are going to be keeping going with the next couple episodes. We do have the Elimination Chamber predictions to do, as well as we are going to try to get through some old school stuff, depending on our energy levels and all that good stuff. But with that being said, we are going to cut this episode of Breaking the Wrestling Barriers. I am SOS Rampages over here on Twitch, on YouTube, on TikTok, on all that good stuff. That is us. I'll let you do your thing. You're a big boy.
I am SOS Farm, and on Twitch I am Farm20. On YouTube I am Farm27. I don't know where I am. Can Naya get off of Trish?
But we appreciate y'all, and we're gonna cut that episode right there. And peace out. That cuts that one. What's up, Bad B? How are you?
That's a good episode.
Yeah. Hope your day is going well.
I do say so myself, bitch.
EC predictions.
A little bit.
Huh? You need me to take you off camera, sir?
No, you're good.
You just like getting your back a stretch?
I like my background.
Color, go red.
You see my WWF poster? My WWF Attitude poster?
I see. What's up, bud? I appreciate you. How are you doing today? Appreciate the check-ins. I see you point at your pictures. I see you. I'm setting stuff up.
That one. The red one. That one came with a Nintendo 64 game.
Yeah. Such an old head. Yes, sir. That's what we're about to do the predictions right now for that. Get our ticker ready for that one. Apply D ticker. Put that ticker up. Bingo.
Radio killer.
Delete that one. Don't want too many tickers. And get the next ones started.
I'm trying to get this shit with you.
Like that next ticker going too. Cody, gonna say no to the final boss? Man. We can only hope so.
Don't know that, bud.
You want that too, Farm. Don't feel like you don't want that to happen.
I'm just saying, Homeboy's name is the American Nightmare. How long are you gonna spend before that dream starts to turn on you? Do you not remember Cody with the mustache?
He was a little bit evil. Can I just get a match card for this? What's the easy match card? There we go, cage match.
This guy, he would never do anything to you.
Never.
Them.
You know, I do. I agree with you on that one. I'm gonna put these all up when we get to the Elimination Chamber predictions as well. Do you not remember Stardust? Now he's gonna go get Stardust. He remembers Stardust. He remembers.
Yeah, man. Yeah, first time in a line. Still in the box. Cody's my guy, yo. From way back in the day.
Studley's.
You got this one, too. I just want you to know that this guy could very easily transform into this guy. Transback form. All right.
That all the match card for this one. Christian versus Hardy's. I might be able to fit the whole thing on. Henry versus Viscera. Rock. H versus Jack L and cell. Alright, that's already done. Roll across bottom, add banner. Keep that there for now. Get that post ready to hand. Alrighty. Appreciate anybody that's joining us on the live edition. Did you disappear into the ether?
No, I went to the bathroom real quick.
Okay, I didn't know if the final boss got you or not.
No, I fell in a hole. You know how small I am.
Yeah, it happens. I'm gonna change my shirt real quick.
No, well, new day, new me. Looking at it.
Oh.
Well, let me switch my hat. Okay, there we go. Why am I featured? What the hell? Whoa. No cameras. No pictures, please. Just left me with no warning. All right, what up, y'all? Gonna start our elimination chamber part of the series with our predictions. Running down the matches, talking about the CM Punks, the John Cenas, the Logan Pauls, the big names that y'all know about, and then the smaller names y'all don't know about. Like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That'll be fun.
Doing great, kid.
You're a kid. You what? Okay. You're a funny guy. You are a funny guy. Okay, I got you. So anyway, we run this whole anti-bullying campaign. Let me tell you about one of the biggest bullies I know. I want to tell you his personal story about SOS Rampage. My man. Okay, that was hilarious. I appreciate that one. Also, this pay-per-view is coming live from Canada.
Let the powers that be no choice, my friend. All right.
Does that mean we're going live?
I mean, we're about to go live, but that's why I yanked you as well.
Okay. Yeah, no. You picked up what?
No, I picked up what you were putting down.
Hmm?
All right, so we'll go 48:30. So like 10 seconds out will be the intro. What's up, everybody? This is SOS Rampages back at you with another prediction episode for this weekend's elimination card 2025. I'm here with my man's SOS Farm. We are live on Twitch and on YouTube. So appreciate y'all for joining there and, participating in said chat. We got some of the chat bumping right now. Appreciate Bud coming in here. Appreciate Bad B, whoever else is still in the chat, as well as anybody that's dealing with the live version on YouTube. It's with intermissions and stuff. I know it's a little bit different, but we appreciate y'all either way. That being said, pitching on over to the Mans to say hi and do his thing. What's up?
What up? I am SOS Farm on Twitch, and I am Farm27 on YouTube, and I'm here to talk wrestling with you. So, what do you guys want to talk about?
Well, we're gonna start off with kind of where the chat's been going. Like I said, they've been putting some of their predictions in there. So let's start off with who we got in the background here. Look at big man taking over the card as he do. How did you describe him earlier? The combination of Hogan and Vince McMahon.
He is Vince McMahon and Hulk Hogan imprisoned in one giant Samoan body. He wants to be the evil boss, and he also wants to be the main attraction that's kind of holding everybody back and making it all about himself, but doesn't realize that he's doing it because his ego is so big. Hiya.
I'll going off of the chat at least because my prediction leads a little bit more into what he's saying, and I think you're a little bit on the other side of things. I'm starting to believe, and I'm thinking that Cody is going to say no, and I think we are going to get one Bill Phil. I think Phil is going to take him up on the offer, and I think we're going to get heel CM Punk.
Interesting. See.
Then that leaves Cody and Cena to do their thing. And then we get heel Punk versus face Roman. With Paul.
Does that include the favor from Paul?
It could include the favor. It could include also him going heel on Rollins too.
Yeah. No, there's a lot to go with that. I also feel like it's going to come down to someone who's not Cody selling out and becoming the Rock's champion. I honestly don't think it's going to be Punk because it goes against everything he represents. Also, I think there's a chance it could be Cena, even though it goes against everything he represents. But because this is his last year and he said the line best for business, this would really spice up the last year. And the last few months, you can always do the redemption story.
Yeah.
But hold on, wait. Wow.
No. Well, also just the response to the chat. No, big no. He don't like it over there. I know Vince is gone, but I could see him maybe coming back at some point. But no, Moxley likes where he at. As terrible as the storyline is, he's happy.
Yeah, Mox has like another 5 years on his contract. He's where he wants to be, and he's not going anywhere for no time soon. But my wild card is Drew McIntyre. Okay. Like, he came into the company in 2009 as like the chosen one, and like he could still be the chosen one, and he's got a lot of frustration with a lot of people on the roster. But one person that really messes with him off camera is The Rock. And there could be a very good business negotiation between those two. So I'm keeping my eye on.
I can see there being something there.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eye on Drew, but I think it's going to come down. It's going to come down between Cena, Cody, and Punk.
Okay. Even though Edge is about to take a chance. That's a hot take. I think it could happen, and even if that does happen, I don't think that changes Moxley's opinion on the place. He doesn't seem like he needs to be the top guy where he's at. Like, that's not his. It's almost like with him in AEW, he's like the Daniel Bryan in WWE when Punk went away. Of like he's like that stopgap of like, we need the champion, we need a reliable guy, give it to Moxley kind of idea. Like, that's, he doesn't necessarily want to be champ like that.
He was kind of that in WWE. Like, I remember they were like about like Dean Ambrose has the record for most matches this year, and like he had that for like 2 or 3 years in a row. You remember? So like he's always like the MVP of the roster. Like, he's always like doing more than anybody else. I don't think it matters where he works. He's gonna put it in. Gross.
Going off of what we have down on the ticker written down, going Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in the unsanctioned match. Even though I've argued that I would love to see this in the main event because of being in Toronto, and I think it being the peak of both of their feuds at this point. Like, I don't know how much more you're going to do than an unsanctioned match like this, but my heart takes over too much, and I'm saying Kevin Owens, even though it makes no sense whatsoever. But I want Kevin to win this match. I no sense, makes no logic. I think Kevin also does need to get a win back a little bit. Yeah, Randall, I know. I don't want him to be involved in this, though.
I don't know, but WrestleMania.
I don't want him to be involved. Yeah.
I'd
rather not, but I could see them doing it.
It's right in itself. Like Kevin Owens rode that little thing down to the ring last year, and then he backed all the way back up, and he was like, "Come on, Randy, jump on." Like they were friends. They were friends. That's what wrestling's all about. It's one way, and we.
So you're saying Randy gets involved and Sammy wins is your prediction, essentially?
Yes. And then Karrion Kross continues to talk smack about, well, you didn't really do it on your own. And then Sammy has to address Karrion. And they continue that storyline while Kevin floats over to Randy.
I mean, it's definitely a decent,
Orton Owens, WrestleMania. I mean, that's act like they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
cool.
I mean, out of all the wrestlers who don't get along with a lot of people, these two get along with each other. You know they want to fight.
Yeah. I get you.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it, but I get you.
Yeah, but it's money. Big man.
Speaking of big money that they're going to be making, I'm sure.
Think of the new Kevin Owens shirt.
Of course they do. Speaking of money that they're going to be making, I'm sure hand over fist, Trish is going to be teaming up with Tiffany Stratton to go against Nia and Candice. I'm sure they'll do great sales in Toronto because of that. I mean, I'm sure they were doing great sales before, but adding Trish to the card, I'm sure did not hurt whatsoever.
Yeah.
I truly think that this is Trish and Tiffany babyface win in Toronto. Yeah.
Well, I agree, but what do you think Charlotte's involvement is going to be?
Little to none.
But she'll probably show and make herself know.
Yeah, I mean, as she usually do.
Will it have an impact on the end of the match?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna put him over in Canada. I mean,
I agree.
Make most sense at least. So I think that's pretty open close case right there. Like I don't foresee anything wild happening in that match. I mean, unless they're really trying to make a statement with Nia right now, but which is always a possibility. Triple H has a weird relationship and booking thing with Nia.
Charlotte attacks Trish and Tiffany after the match and lays a beat down to both of them. So she leaves dominant after they get the win.
Could see that.
Because she's the queen.
Yeah. It's not a possibility, but
And you're just some trash that's trying to replace me, and you're just some old.
Fair enough. Getting on to our chamber matches, the highlights of the show, obviously. We'll go through the women's match first. Let's see if I can do this because I did this off the top of my head without looking at the ticker.
Okay, I got you.
Liv Morgan.
Yes.
Roxanne Perez.
Yes.
Alexa Bliss.
Yes.
Bianca Belair.
Yes.
Naomi.
Yes.
Bailey.
Woo!
Did it. Yeah.
There you go.
2-2. We're not going to do full breakdown, obviously, of the match play-by-play kind of idea. I feel like the easiest way we go about it is we'll each do our kind of prediction on, obviously, the winner. And then maybe a little bit of not a play-by-play, but like if you have someone that you think is really going to eliminate somebody to set up a certain feud, do you think there's going to be a final two? Like, in your mind, what is your storyline that you'd either like to see or that you think that they're going to do, I guess is where we're going to go with it.
Okay.
As far as that's concerned for me right now, I'm really leaning into, especially with the tag titles being dropped by them. I think they're going to pull the trigger on Bianca. I agree. And I think it's going to be involvement by Jade somehow.
I was thinking that too.
I think that Liv's going to call out Dom and or Raquel. That's going to cause the opening. Then we're going to have the Jade return to kind of come save the day. She can run through Dom, run through Raquel. And then that's where I'm a little, I don't know about what happens next. In my mind, and this is, kind of the bolder prediction of things and where I kind of want to lean into everything, I think that Bianca eliminates Naomi. And I think that there's a whole, she may have found out that Naomi jumped Jade kind of idea, and there's some sort of reasoning behind why she would eliminate Naomi, but she's not gonna say it out. But there's something's found out earlier in the night, some sort of footage has been shown to her or something to show what happened, that Naomi was working with Liv or she was working solo or whatever to kind of jump Jade. It's going to be a very interesting. I think the easy setup, obviously, because they're already feuding, is Bayley and Roxanne are going to go at it and do their thing. Maybe setting up a Mania match. It would be nice to kind of see the NXT, showcased on Mania weekend and not Bayley going down to TakeOver. It'd be nice to kind of see Roxanne elevated up to Mania with Bayley, but it seems like they're going to just go to TakeOver with that. The only one that could kind of throw a wrench into kind of everything like she does, especially with the reaction that she got, is Alexa Bliss. She's really not feuding with anybody right now or not doing anything, which I know that there's huge rumors of her and Liv.
He's gonna shit that the lights start fading out, gonna start rubbing her head, and she's gonna get distracted and try to shake it off, and then someone's gonna roll her up, and then that's gonna lead to some Wyatt Six storyline. She's got some other shit that she needs to do. She has no storyline with anybody in this match. Her storyline is elsewhere, and the outside forces will find her just like they always have.
I think that is, I want that to be the case, and it could be the case. I really do, and with the rumor and innuendo around it, and just with how WWE is, it's either going to be Liv and Alexa 1 and 2, or they're going to have that stare down moment of hey, you look like me, look like me too,
my evil twins from The Shining.
Them looking at each other and facing off. And I think that's going to really gauge the reaction as well of how the fans, and it's Toronto, so they're going to be hot for everything. And then that's going to probably set up that Mania match. Are you getting taken over now by the final boss?
I was turning into the boogeyman for a second.
That's all. Any other notes that you want to add? You were starting to talk about Bayley and where you were going with it.
Bayley and Roxanne, they're gonna be focused on each other. I do feel like it's gonna come down between Liv, Bianca, and Naomi. And I like the idea of how you said Liv's gonna try to get Dominic and Raquel involved, and that will open the door. And then Jade comes down. But I think at that moment, it's gonna be is Jade gonna attack Naomi, Bianca, or Liv?
Yeah.
And that's the big reveal of who attacked her.
Right.
And in my mind, she'll attack Naomi. But I do think Bianca will win.
Yeah. And that sets up for that kind of idea. It would also be a very interesting kind of swerve if that happens, if Jade comes down, attacks Naomi, and then let's say Bianca attacks Jade. Because realistically, you need with Rhea and Bianca, like you need someone to go heel, and Bianca's kind of hinted that like she's feeling,
I think
switching it up.
I think the way I would do it, if I was doing it in this direction, I would do it like Bianca versus Rhea, face versus face this year.
No.
And then Bianca wins. And then Bianca slowly becomes like the cocky heel. And we build up to like the Rhea Charlotte 3-match series.
Yeah.
So like the next time they fight at WrestleMania, you got super cocky heel Bianca versus Rhea. So that changed. I don't know what I would do for the third one, but that's how it would build up to the second one in a few years.
All right. But it's going to be interesting no matter what, and it's going to be a good work match.
Yeah, definitely.
I've been waiting for. It's going to be interesting the placement of it, as far as like I think they'll probably do it like they usually do the women's Rumble and stuff like that, where they'll probably have this early in the night and then have the men's second later. So
I've been
kind of see how that goes.
Bianca for years, and like whenever they actually pull the trigger, like that's going to be the match I'm like most hyped for that year.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be hard to not put that as like a main event match, but we have so many main events up as far as that's concerned.
It might not be the main event, but it's only going to be like the first of a 3 series, Austin and Rock.
Right. With that kind of being said, we go over to the main event probably of the evening, I would assume, and that's going to be the men's chamber over there. I will go with where I'm going with it, and this is my little kid heart, and this is how I feel, and this is what I believe, and I've made my pitch for this. I want Cena to pull it off. I believe in Cena pulling it off. And this is the business sense to me, and this is why, and this is my biggest thing. If you're gonna pull the trigger and give Mans his 17th title, you do it at WrestleMania in front of the biggest crowd that you can. You don't do it at any other pay-per-view. You don't do it at Raw. You do it at the biggest show that you have that you can put out there. If you're doing it. So in my mind, that's the biggest push for Cena. I think it comes down to Cena and Punk at the end. I think Punk gets his get back and eliminates Logan Paul at some point. I hate that it's happening, but it seems like the only reason that Damian Priest would be in this match is to get into it with Drew McIntyre, because there's really nothing else for him in this match. So that seems like where they're going to pair off. And Seth is, I think, basically going to do the old school Seth taunt in WWE, where he's just throwing fists and spinning at everyone in the match. Like he's just pissed at everything and everyone in the match, and he's going to go off, and he probably honestly will be the showcase member of the match, and he's going to shine, I think, more than anybody else. If I had to put like a unsung hero, the most underrated in the match to like go off, I think storyline wise, I don't know how much he's going to have. But as far as moves and as far as when he hits that, it's going to be like a house of fire, and or he's going to start the match, and it's going to be he's that workhorse of the match.
It'll be Seth and like Logan Paul starting the match, and Seth will be in there the whole time.
Yeah, and he'll be basically moving the whole time and doing as much as he can. That's what I said.
I don't know, man. I really want to say Drew's got something going on. Like, he's been losing too much, and he's too important. But I know they have other things that they want to do with him. But bump all that. Y'all are in charge. Y'all can change anything at any moment. I'm not sure of Drew. But I do think it's going to come down between Cena and Punk. But if I did have to say one person, I have to say Punk. And I know I said Punk for the Rumble, and he didn't win. But
I also said Cena for the Rumble. He didn't win.
Cena for the Rumble. He didn't win. I just feel like Cena's on this storyline of he has to get his mojo back. And like he's trying to win the Rumble. He's trying to win the Elimination Chamber. Bro, can you just like go to Monday Night Raw and fight like one of the War Raiders? Or like get you a little warm-up match, Go to Impact. Fight Joe.
I'll go to Impact. It's gonna happen. I think that yes, we're down about the run right now, but I think the end of the year it's gonna be like Cena's gonna be everywhere, like every week, week in and week out.
I guess he would have to show up for that, huh?
All right, Xavier.
Hey man. Hey. How many John Cena shirts do you know that I own? A bunch.
Right? Way more than me.
Didn't wear one, did I?
No. That being said, we can't see him anymore because we're about to end this one, so we can get to the next couple, so we can be done here and not keep everybody too long for the live rendition, as well as keep us too long. So SOS Rampage is down there, right on down there. You can find me on the Twitch. The people are finding me right now. You can watch the live renditions, live gaming, all that good stuff. You can find on TikTok. You can go to X. You can go all over the place to find me, as well as this pretty little YouTube here and all those side little videos over there. And pitching it on over to my man so he can pitch himself.
I am SOS Farm, and on YouTube, I am Farm27.
All right, and we appreciate y'all joining us live and y'all tuning in later, and we will cut this episode here. Peace. All right, 35.
Are you laughing at me?
No, I was laughing at the pictures that I had. I've forgotten.
There we go. We'll laugh at this.
No Way Out. 2000. Appreciate you still being here, baby.
I feel like I'm sitting on a throne. And I don't mean a toilet.
You sure?
I wouldn't have my camera on.
You'd probably make a decent bit of money if you did.
I don't think that's worth it.
Not the shit cam.
You see, I have a little something called dignity, okay?
I don't know, man. What if the shit cam was over?
It would be over my head, and I can't reach that high. Whoa. Wait, hold on. I want to do it. Can't remove the space. Why am I here? I was about to do something that you can't do on camera. Giggity.
You can do whatever you want on camera, sir. Nothing stopping you.
I know. I represent the brand.
Since when?
Since we went to the mall and decided all these things and came up with our names. You remember Juice Box Mafia?
No, it didn't last very long.
I mean, but the meeting. Pepperidge Farm members.
Pepperidge Farm members? Get some orange. That's like a yellowish orange. I don't know if I like that.
There's a little behind the scenes for y'all. We were supposed to be the Juice Box Mafia.
Yeah. Pepperidge Farm members.
Yeah, that's the end of that story.
That's all I had for you, folks.
That's what we were supposed to do. But sometimes you look up names and they're taken, and then you're like, all right, well, what are we gonna do now?
I'm gonna get the last ticker ready as well, just to have that ready to go.
Call me.
Shut up. Are you gonna remember Tafika if I put it up there?
Tafika.
Or Tafka?
Tafka. What's Tafka?
The prince formerly known as Prince Hayake. The artist formerly known as Prince Hayake.
He's got a new name?
No, that's what it says here is Lash LaRue versus Tafka. Prince Hayake.
I've never heard the name Tafka. It's in my mind right now, but I'm not saying it will be in my mind in 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I know Prince Hayake. I know the
Prince formerly known as Prince Hayake. Yeah.
I know the artist formerly known as Prince Tafka. Tatanka. Buffalo.
Yes.
I guess Tafka means like purple prince.
Bam versus Knobs. Ugh. Just writing this out just feels gross. Norman versus 3 Count. Oh my god.
You're embarrassed that we watched this.
A little bit. The Kiss Demon versus the Wall.
We could be reviewing Shin-Chan.
You would have to lead that, sir.
So in this episode, Shin-Chan pulled his ass cheeks apart and did it across the screen for 45 minutes.
Oh god, I forgot about Big Al. Fucking Tank Abbott, Big Al.
If I didn't know any better, I didn't think that you enjoyed these episodes too much.
Big T versus Booker, don't forget.
You should do a Big T style promo. Oh, not now. Save it. For the video, I mean, If you do a Big T promo, I will find a Big T action figure online and I will buy it for you. And I will hand deliver it to you, and you can put that bad boy on your shelf, and he can argue with all your other action figures, and he can injure them and break them. Just don't feed them after 12 and don't get them wet.
Vicious
Let me find it.
Versus Jeff Jarrett versus Scott Hall. Bad banner. Alright, and we got that one ready for the last one. Do you have the cage match up for this?
Yes. The one with Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
Viscera.
Viscera. Great match with Kaz and Boss Man. With your phone dying.
Yeah, I'm just plugging it in real quick. It's not dying, but it's getting a little low.
It's getting there.
So, yeah.
It's getting there.
We're good.
After that, sure. 120. We'll go like 121. like a minute.
Don't put the camera on me. Are you just gonna slide? I raise you unplugged, mate. How about that, mate?
All right. Oh my god. Let's get the intro video ready.
And they get smoking weed. Why you say?
What's up, everybody? This is SOS Rampages back at you with the series, watch along series. I don't know what we necessarily call this. The 25-year watch back of the pay-per-views of WCW and the WWF, titled TBD. You know, we get in there. It's basically just me saying the pay-per-view names and, you know, hey, look at this. It's our watch along. But we'll get a title together and all that good stuff for the names of the series. Right in the comment section and stuff like that. If you want to, you know, let us know, you know, names and stuff like that you'd like to do. While I fumble all over the place, I'm going to just throw it on over to him so I can stop fumbling the football.
I don't want to play football.
That's when you're supposed to pick up the football? You're supposed to pick it up.
I want to play football.
But we appreciate anybody that's tuning in live. We are actually doing this one live. So, you know, it's a little bit different over here. We are live on YouTube and on Twitch. So we appreciate anybody that's joined us through all of these live recordings as far as all the videos. So if you want to consume all of them all at one time, you can see the live content over on YouTube as well as on Twitch. So I appreciate y'all, as well as you can consume it, you know, each individual video at a time if that's what you would prefer. But with that being said, let's get into our No Way Out breakdown. Not a terrible pay-per-view. I mean, especially considering the other side of things, you know, W's over here. W's, moments, like, I feel like a lot of the Attitude Era is going to be where scratching my head and, like, it's not all I remember it to be. As far as, like, there's definitely some stinkers out there.
Well, rough.
But, you know, if I had to put it, I'd say, especially for Attitude Era pay-per-views and really the main event carrying it up to this, I'd put it at like a B. Like a B grade. It's not bad.
I would give it like a C.
Ooh, okay. So it drug down for you a decent bit. Like I said, that the main event being iconic really kind of dragged that grade up a little bit for me, but I can see where you're coming from because, like I said, the rest of it is kind of...
I just know it gets better. So, like, in the long run, this only peaks the scale so much. It's not the best, but, you know. Hey, man, Val Venus was there, right?
Yeah, no.
Oh, well, that's why this pay-per-view sucked.
Well, who was there and who started off with that was Chris Jericho with China against Kurt Angle. I mean, it's one of Kurt Angle's first matches in WWF. It's Chris Jericho. There's much more need to be kind of... I mean, we can go into it if y'all want, but it's Chris Jericho and Kurt Angle. I mean,
this is a very technical match.
Yeah.
Put on a masterclass.
So I don't mean to be like so blatant and so blunt with it, but like
it went on.
Wrestling fans here,
it went on to inspire a lot of people who went on to become wrestlers.
Yeah, and even the China involvement's not bad. It's a good time. No,
I love China.
Mm-hmm.
She had a mean low blow. Yo, it made the belt sound. Ding!
Every single time she did it, yeah.
Yo, man. You know how deep you gotta reach for that low blow to make that noise?
Apparently, you gotta ding real hard.
Yeah.
But Kurt Angle winning the match and I believe, first title, in WWF.
the
It's gotta be.
Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he would go on to get the European champion, the Inter-Euro Continental champion.
Yes. Arguably one of the best to do that. But I mean, he also had D'Lo, so it's hard to beat too.
Yeah, but he didn't cry when he won like Kurt did.
Next we had up was the tag team title match of the Dudley Boys and the New Age Outlaws. I think you had possibly looked this up, that Billy might have had some sort of injury going into this or something, because it was very short. And yeah, I mean, Dudley Boys took titles off of him in like 5 minutes. Like it was, I don't know, it was an awkward match.
Yeah, this didn't make sense for the timeline.
Yeah.
So there must have been some kind of they were hiding something with somebody.
So like, I mean, that's what I said. That's where it was kind of like you see both of them come out and you're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. And then when you see, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, those entrances though, man.
Mm-hmm. Now they'll win you over just alone.
Yeah, man, that match was 90% entrance.
Speaking of entrance being better than something, we had Mark Henry with Mae Young versus Viscera. It went on longer than it needed to, and it went on for 3.5 minutes.
All right, man. Your point is,
that should have never happened.
You shut your mouth, know your role, and show some respect for Miss May. She was involved in that match, and whether you like to admit it or not, she made your childhood better than you ever expected it to be, just like she did mine. That match was great. 5 stars, 6 stars, 7 stars. You get a free car. You get a free car. I can't say enough great things about Mae Young. I hate the Royal Rumble 2000. I did not need to see that old woman's titties. But other than that, nothing bad to say about her. She's great. I love Mae Young. That match was great. You shut your mouth.
Shut my mouth. Moving on to Edge and Christian versus the Hardy Boys for a number 1 contenders match. This felt like it should.
God, the only match that could follow up a Mae Young segment.
I mean, it was a good worked match. It was what you would expect out of the Hardys and Edge and Christian. So, yay. Something was as expected. It was great. This definitely brought the card up a decent bit. And, obviously going to be one of many, many matches that they're going to have throughout the year. So, definitely a good time.
Those early Hardys and Edge and Christian matches are very interesting because, like, they're still trying to figure out their formulas as individual teams and also how they work together. But you see things that they do that they're figuring out that they do later that they've mastered. So the early matches are really they're kind of like a little bit better than like the classic matches because like they're trying to figure it out,
Right. No, I get that, and it's definitely a different vibe and a different feel because they are trying different things out. It is kind of like almost, I don't want to say indie style, but it is them definitely getting the ball and kind of running with it a little bit to make the match feel different than everything else on the card.
They're definitely reinventing the game.
Yes, 100%. Next, it's a match, but no, because it didn't make any sense. Last like a minute, Taz won by disqualification over Boss Man because Boss Man and Albert basically beat the piss out of him for reasons.
Yeah.
It was, and the beatdown went on way too long. Like it just felt like a mugging that we were witnessing on live television, and it was like someone's gonna come out here to save Taz, right? Like he's got friends. Anybody?
No.
Like I couldn't tell if it was like
if you ever
like there were parts of it where like Taz was like moving, and I know that that's a big thing because like I remember like the Steve-O and Umaga thing, like that was a big part of why Umaga kept getting Steve-O.
respect the law and order, or you'll be serving hard time.
I mean, that seemed to be, if I had to guess, why it went on longer than it should have, and why it seemed more brutal. Because, like I said, Taz wasn't staying down, and I don't know if that's Taz being stubborn. I don't know if that's how the story was supposed to go. But if I had to guess, that kind of seemed why it was going on a lot longer and a little bit more extra, because it was probably Boss Man getting a little bit pissed off as well, of like, "Yo, man, you're supposed to stay down here. You trying to make me look weak."
I think they were trying to beat the ECW out of him, like you're saying, with the Steve-O situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because ECW, you take a few blows and then you get back up and you start fighting back. But,
Public Enemy really messed it up for everybody, huh?
No, but I think everybody should have taken note of that's how they do it over here. So also, if they send you out there and that was also a 2-on-1 match, right?
No, I think it was 2-on-2.
Who was his partner?
Who are you talking about?
Taz?
No, this was just a 1-on-1. This was just Taz and Boss Man.
Okay, then he got jumped by Boss Man and Bull Buchanan.
No, he got jumped by Albert.
Oh, Boss Man and Albert. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, those are just two big tough guys on the roster that are gonna go out there and teach you a lesson. Not like Kai and I.
Speaking of being taught, we're going to go into kind of the next match and I don't know what Glenn Jacobs did backstage, but someone decided that they needed to put him in his place with this whole storyline with X-Pac, of X-Pac defeating Kane in 8 minutes. I mean, this whole, it got X-Pac over, which is great, but the monster was dead at this point. It's like when they did this to Abyss in TNA. He kind of masked them, and he never really got it back until he unmasked. He was kind of the same. No one was scared of him anymore until he unmasked again.
He went through stages where he got scary again, but
not that scary though.
He lost 5% every time, but they were never afraid to destruct the character in the favor of somebody else to bring him back it never happened.
Right.
Unfortunately for him, because he could have been greater than the Undertaker,
Yeah, and it's the same way in that aspect of it. It's funny you brought that up, of it almost feels like the things that Taker wouldn't do or Taker would say no to, and kind of almost went down the ladder to Kane, because there's definitely a lot of storylines that he took that I know Undertaker would have been simple head shaking. I don't even think he would say a word, just no.
I mean, man, you went from a dentist to a parody of someone else to finally getting a character that everybody loves.
Yeah, you're just gonna do whatever to see TV.
Yeah, it's finally clicking after I've been here for 8 years. Yeah, no. What do you need me to do? Gotcha. Keep writing this.
And then next, since we are on a roll of keeping people in their places from other companies and different things, we had Too Cool, the trio of Rikishi and Too Cool beating the Radicals, Benoit, Dean, and Perry Saturn, which... Why? For why? I know. But I mean, that's the moral of it. It was a good match, but they always have to come in and someone has to put them in their place, and it's
that's why we did until 2016. That is why. They're all not Booker T, Goldberg, or DDP. Some of them were nah, I am good. Yo, Alex Wright was 25 years old when WCW went out of business. He was 25. There's no reason that Homeboy shouldn't have been like given a shot. I think like they offered him a contract, but it was like they kind of lowballed him, and like he was just like, I'm good, and he went back to Germany. But like the fact that he retired at like 25 is crazy.
Yeah, speaking of people that are also brought in from WCW and made to look like an absolute joke, especially, and kind of like he's a funny one because he got brought in so hot, and this has been his entire career, Big Show. Brought in so hot, go down, and then brought up again, and then go down, and then brought up again. Like, man showed video footage of The Rock touching the ground at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
That he should have won. Everybody's just like, yeah, and?
It doesn't matter, Jabroni.
Yeah, and? What about it, bruh?
Yeah. That was the end of that story.
Yeah, and not just that, the end of the story, because, you know, 2 spoiler alerts. I mean, obviously we're going over what's happening here. You know, Big Show wins, gets his title shot, as he should have. On top of this, spoiler alert, as everybody knows, Rock still gets in the match. So why make Big Show look stupid if Rock is still going to be put in the match?
Because he came from WCW, and we can sacrifice him to make one of our WWF superstars look much bigger than life. If you smell...
B-. I'm bumping mine down.
Look, here's the thing.
That's a B- now for all this WCW slander and hate.
Look, if you leave WCW before the company dies, it's all good. But if you come over once we acquire it, then we own you.
They haven't acquired it yet, though. We're still a year from our acquisition.
That's only 11 months and some change. If you smell...
Well, as we get to the end of this one, and the last burial of WCW, as we see burying them into the ground at the end of, end of the night, this is the last thing that WCW gets to see. Technically, as Cactus Jack being a WCW character. But, I mean, this is what saved the show for me. This was the best match of the night. I mean, this is fine in my heart as far as, like, the spot. I argue, and I know... If I remember correctly, reading Nick's book, I can't remember if it was he liked this spot more, or if this spot meant more to him than the first Hell in the Cell spot. But this back body drop, I think it was like he was a little bit more scared of this one. Like this was like because he went like because of like the elevation and just kind of how it was, like just being able to land that the correct way is kind of like the awkwardness from it. Like I said, I haven't read his book in a little bit. I just know that this spot was very significant to him because like this was also his send off. He genuinely thought this was going to be the last time he ever wrestled, and that's crazy statement thinking that in 2025 he's talking about wrestling Rhea Ripley at Mania and he could go over.
Hey man, who was his idol?
Terry Funk. So,
there you go.
But at the end of the day, I mean, if I look at this as his send off, I look at this as he can still wrestle later and he can still do. It's kind of like Flair. Flair can have the TNA run. Flair can do whatever he wants now, but that Shawn Flair match to me is still Flair's send off. This is still the same way with Cactus.
This is the final match of the career. Anything after is just frosting on top of the cake.
So, and I mean, it was the perfect way to kind of do it. It was that perfect culmination, the perfect person to do it. And just the way that the storyline got built up, and it really did put Triple H into that next level. It really did build him into that cerebral assassin. We don't get that Triple H run the way it is right now without Cactus putting him over and letting him brutalize mans and letting him...
Triple H would not have won if Earl Hebner was not the referee. Earl is always on some shenanigans. I'm just saying. Look at the picture.
He's doing whatever he can. Tell him to what do you want him to do? There's no rules.
I don't know. Your job.
The job is to count 3 in the Hell in the Cell. All I'm saying is
God is my witness. He is broken in half. That man has a family.
This is what lifted Mans into where he needed to be.
Earl Hebner said, "Eh."
Anything else on the match, Vince McDrugs? Anything else on the match that you would like to add besides your Earl Hebner hate?
No, I don't hate Earl Hebner. I just like to call him out. No, I agree with you. This is the series of matches that made Triple H a main eventer. It took him from a member of DX to the leader of DX and beyond to, the big glitz and glamour entrance that we saw with the water bottle and the lights and the thing that we saw for the next 20 years. And that's thanks to Cactus Jack, my favorite wrestler, and yours, Mick Foley. And I feel like first time that might be true.
Anything else that you want to state on the pay-per-view as a whole?
It was cool. Could have been better. I don't remember any Terry Runnels on this. But, it was always next month.
She came out with the Hardys.
This is when she turned on them?
Yes.
Why didn't we mention that then?
Because you did. You're the Terry Runnels expert over here, all right?
Apparently not enough. Okay. That raised the pay-per-view 2 extra points. I liked it. Terry Runnels was there.
Oh yeah. Anything else you want to add besides the Terry Runnels? No. Sell yourself and where you're at and where people can find you, and then I'll do the same.
I am on YouTube at Farm27, and I am on Twitch at SOS Farm.
And I am SOS Rampages, as you see on the side, and I see how you got to the channel and all that good stuff. I am that on, Twitch. You see the live gaming. We also do this live like we were doing right now. I appreciate anybody that has been coming through and has been commenting and all that good stuff, whether it be on the YouTube side or on things or the Twitch side of things. Join me usually 10 p.m. Eastern time onward for my gaming kind of side of things, where you see all that good stuff. Check out all the videos on the side of my YouTube. You can go on TikTok and you can roast me about all of my videos and all of my shorts that I put up there, because apparently that's all people do over there. And we'll get to that once, you can join me on the live YouTube side of things if you want to hear all about that, because I'm going to, have a little rant ski with Farm. You can come from. That will be a time and place for that, sir. You can do it on my TikTok though, because it happens daily over there. Getting asked how old I am right now, so that's not sus or anything. But don't worry about that. Don't even know how to respond to that really. But yeah. X, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube. Peace out. He's throwing multiple Cody Rhodes up, even though we're doing a old school watch along, so it's fine. Don't worry about
my son Cody.
Well, we'll catch you on the next one. I don't even know how to respond to those. I just got asked, what are my shorts? How old are you? It's like, what? Do I just do the tally? How old are you?
You just go, I'm 7.
I'm a real boy.
I'm 4. My dad says let me fast for my age so I can run my own YouTube channel and whatnot. How old are you, my fine gentleman scholar? Goo goo gaga.
Oh my god, I think that might be the response right there. Goo goo gaga.
Yeah.
Goo goo gaga? Question mark.
It's called fighting fire with fire.
Right. Oh, this man's is 16. It looks like, or 18. Of course.
Gross.
Like I went to his channel, he's got like the teenage swoop, and he's like skinny as hell. It's like, oh, that's adorable.
He's too young to be asking people how old they are.
Right?
That's not working.
Big T. You just gonna randomly flex as you stand up.
A little bit. I gotta document the before. Also show off the merchandise, you know. Yeah, there goes right there. Yeah.
Delete this banner now.
Nah, punch shit out. Let me catch you in a dragon sleeper. It's over.
Nah, that green is ugh. Like yellow. Alright, we can do some yellow.
They call me Mean Gene the Oakland Machine, and I'm here with these big black fellers.
Yes, just asking because you sound 30. Do I respond? Okay. Is that supposed to be an insult?
What does 30 sound like?
Is 30s there's a sound to that?
Yeah, you. You should introduce yourself as the sound of 30. On some Kanye West shit. Like how he'll be like, I'm the voice of a generation. You should be like the voice of 30.
I'm like, I feel like I just have to ask, like, is that an insult? How old am I supposed to be?
You're breaking character.
This is what I do, though. I do the Big Show flip back and forth because it's like, wait a minute, I'm very confused here.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. Talk to him like a human, then.
That's basically what I'm doing right now. Is that an insult? How old am I supposed to be? Like, I don't.
You sound 30. 30-year-old. Were you born like 30 years ago?
How dare you sound 30 and be on TikTok with all these other old people?
Get off the internet, Grandpa.
Like, is that the standard though now? Because like I don't remember like when I was like, I guess 18. I feel like I was calling people a lot older. Like I was calling people at least like 50, 60 if I was calling them old. Is 30 the new like? Is that the new like? That's what's in on these streets. Yeah, you old as dirt. Yo, you 30.
Yo, how often do I call myself old?
Oh, I get you.
I know I'm not old. I know how the world sees me, though. I'm a pile of dust.
It's supposed to be one of these cool young hip things.
And you're not looking to smooth yourself with all those wrinkles on your face, old man.
No. Hey, that's what children do, all right?
What, they grow wrinkles?
They give me.
You're doing a great job of that, you old wrinkled piece of shit.
Thanks. I'm getting that from a 16-year-old right now on the internet. Glad I'm getting the confirmation.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. We're old. I tell you all the time, we're old. You sent me that Pokemon thing, and I was like, we're getting old.
Get off the internet, Grandpa.
I saw that trailer from the beginning with the Game Boy link cable, and I was like, oh, this is where my adventure started. And there was so much that they went through, and I was like, oh, I'm ancient. I've been here since, I've been talking about that BC shit.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, man, like, I'm so old, like, I'm talking about my life in BC and AD at this point. Like, back in the day is BC, yo. I know you remember that shit.
Dash. I need food. Did you ever get food?
You're adorable.
I mean, are you going to get food at some point?
I believe that no one should have food.
That's not true. I disagree with that statement. I'm hungry. I just got paid.
Well, you're not in this house, so you should
definitely just got paid. Like they just, and dime myself a little bit.
I'm hungry and I just got robbed. So,
I mean, at least you're not gonna get robbed no more. No.
No, not for another 7 days.
Exactly. See, 7 days is fine.
Oh, boy.
Oh, all right. Let's get ready to get this last one done. Get out of
here. Yeah, then you could go eat your precious food.
You go get your fucking food. How about that? Yeah. I got to do work because I'm getting hit up by work like all over the fucking place too. So that's great.
I gotta work. I gotta go sleep. I gotta sleep and wake up. Don't you put the camera on me. I'm not here. Y'all gonna be looking at Big T and Stevie Ray looking angry as shit. Yo, these niggas fought for the T. How you gonna fight for the T? I can't. You fighting for the T, I'm done with you.
Fight you over the T.
This is my mouse pad. It was graffitied by a white girl.
Good job.
That's on record now.
That's on record now. Are you proud of yourself?
But no one's got enough to see what it says.
All right. You ready there?
Yep.
Mouse pad made by a white girl who have an ass.
Well, it's not really a mouse pad. It's like a wrist thing.
Dang.
Yeah, like you rest your wrist on it.
What plot?
But this side right here. That's all you need.
That's all you need.
It was upside down on purpose, by the way.
Y'all think you get to be backstage? Nah.
Yeah, if you want to clip that and decipher it, then it's on you.
Mm-hmm. Someone's gonna pause the video, flip it around.
I'm not gonna make it easy on them though.
Okay. All right, I'm about to hit the intro. We can talk about this shitty horror show.
Just knock this shit out in 10 minutes.
We can knock it out in 15, 20. I believe it was.
Just because of how shitty it is, I mean.
What's up, everybody? This is SOS Rampages back at you with another watch along, and this time we are doing our 25-year watch back of WCW and WWF. This time on the WCW side of things. But appreciate anybody that's been on watching them live through. This is our fourth recording, so anybody that's stuck with us, anybody that's watching the lives back, appreciate it. And, new way, we've done it before, but trying to get back into the live doing it if we have the ability to. So we'll give everybody the option to catch us live, be able to comment and all that good stuff, as well as if you want to consume the content in this long form, you can, or you can just do it in the separate videos as I'm going to be editing them kind of throughout. With that being said, we are going to be pushing on through this one because this was just a shitty walk, shitty McShit.
Shitty chicken.
Yeah, it was bad. I give this like a D for disrespectful.
You're rating the show before you even talk about it.
It's D for disrespectful. That's my rating. You go for dastardly. Yeah.
Despicable.
All right. So what do you have to say before we get into this?
I loved it. I love the train wreck that is late WCW.
I do too, but there's something about this that just bothers me.
Not a good episode. Not a good pay-per-view. James Brown was here, right?
Yeah, yes he was.
I mean, come on, man. That's the only time that's ever happened in wrestling.
When you lead off the show, and this is it's funny because this is a little bit of a peek behind the scenes of I don't necessarily I do my notes for WWF. I don't necessarily have to do notes for WWF. I go off of cage match and different results and stuff like that. Oh, WCW. Oh, we need notes. Oh, we need to write down this train wreck as it's happening because there's specific parts of the train wreck that will get stenciled right into your brain, and then when you read it back, it's it twists.
I remember how much that hurt me. I hated that.
Yeah. So the way you start off the card, if you are starting off the card by saying Sid Vicious is outsmarting the NWO, Sid Vicious outsmarting anyone, let alone the people that he said, I have half the brain you do. That's where we're at here, folks.
So the NWO must be really stupid.
Really fucking stupid. Really, really dumb.
I mean,
that's just everybody here.
I know we're looking for Vader, but have we found Scott Hall? Has he shown up?
He showed up at the end. I was shocked. We were calling that the entire time that I thought that he was on the show. I thought this was going to be just a whole WCW thing, but he showed up.
I bet Sid didn't see that coming.
Nobody did. Getting to our first match, we had Tafka, the prince formerly known as Prince Ikea.
Who the hell is Tafka?
Tafka. That's what's written down as. I don't know, Tafka.
I've never heard that term in my entire life, and I was watching this show live.
I don't know.
Can you tip the artist formerly known as Prince Ikea, Norman?
No, that's Tafka.
Yep.
The artist formerly known as Tafka.
I hear what you're trying to do, but can you not?
That was a good match actually with Lashley LaRue. So it was a good start of the night. They never cruiserweight matches at WCW never really miss per se. I mean, as long as it's actual cruiserweights and it's not Medusa and Oklahoma. But we got out of that. Now we're in this, so we're not doing that anymore. Specifically, you told me to write this down and mention this as well. Prince wins and then grazes man's belly button after.
Oh yeah, he barely touched it. It was very gentle and it was weird and awkward. and I don't.
Yes,
It was like kind of Goldust-esque, but like
it's like fighting words right there. You don't touch another man's belly button.
Yeah, like you won the match, and like he's just laying there trying to get them together, and then like you crawled beside him, and then you just very gently just hey man, what round two, ding ding.
Yeah, I wake up real fast out of that.
I've just never seen anybody pull off that taunt.
Yeah. Anything else to do? That was basically it for that. Let's get into the next train wreck of Bam Bam Bigelow and Brian Knobbs, the greatest hardcore champion that WCW has ever seen. Brian Knobbs over here. Yay. Just to remind you of, the lead up into this, because this is WCW and none of it makes any sense. Fit Finlay, who's working with Brian Knobbs, screws Knobbs out of the title on Nitro. So Bam Bam comes in as champion.
Yes.
And then helps him win at Super Brawl to get the belt back.
Yeah, why not?
Why?
Swerve, bro.
Why?
Swerve, bro.
Who are we swerving?
When I drive.
Whose house?
Yeah, my
house.
Run's house. I don't know. Hey brother, what can I say? It really helps to, be friends with the Hulkster. And sometimes you get a little extra push in the late 90s. You know what I'm saying, dude? Even though you're not worthy, no one wants to see it. But you know what? We're going to hook you up with this guy. And brother, dude, Jack, this guy's going to do the job for you every week. Especially that Norman Smiley guy. He's black. Dude.
I hate this.
I don't know. It's not what you know.
And then we go backstage to where they've gone multiple times this night, where they, there's a locker room and nobody's allowed to enter or leave, and they have security on the outside. Specifically said, because I wrote this down, security says that no one can enter or leave, even the president. So I mean,
you're not.
It's some pretty deep matters right there. No, like the president, not the president of WCW. Like the president of the United States could not enter that room if he needed to.
Bill Clinton couldn't go in there?
Big Bill could not go in there.
Yo, can you imagine Bill Clinton and Ric Flair being in the same building on Nitro on live television? Yo, who cares about Mike Tyson over there on the WWF? Woo!
What? Because did we ever get that reveal? Was James Brown, correct? Yes.
I'm assuming, because they didn't show the door opening.
All right. So I mean, that had to be James. We'll just talk about that second.
I'm pretty sure Bill Clinton could have. Hey James, I got my saxophone. I got a little bit of chronic. You want to jam real quick? Ha! Let my man Bill back in here. I'm sweating.
Anything else you want to mention about the James Brown bit? I mean, they were just
first time I saw this, which was years after it happened. I couldn't believe that it actually happened. Like, I was in middle school when they did this. I was out of high school when I actually saw it, and I thought I was tripping.
Sure,
but yeah, that was. I give it to WCW. That's like one of the biggest moves they ever pulled,
and it really led to nothing.
It did. Like they had James Brown, and it did nothing.
Yep.
But good for the cat. I'm glad he got to live that moment, and have his guy out there, and show off his dance moves.
Next up we have. I mean, it wasn't next up because, like I said, we just threw that kind of in the middle there. But 3 count beating Norman Smiley.
For
reasons, just because I don't know why this match is happening.
They had a rivalry that went on for at least
Way too long.
Yeah, at least 6 months. But it was really good. I don't remember anything else they did 3 count wise, like outside of the Norman Smiley thing, besides Tank Abbott.
We'll get to Mr. Abbott. Well, he's not safe here. He is nowhere near safe here.
No, he's a little reckless.
But first we did also have our main event, one of our main events of the evening, the Kiss Demon versus the Wall, because when the Kiss Demon signed, he's supposed to have a main event. And
this contract that he has a guaranteed main event, and that was because he was able to use the likeness of Kiss, and Gene Simmons and the band wanted in the contract that he would get a guaranteed main event. So they made this match a special attraction main event. Contract fulfilled.
And still had him lose. It was the Wall. You could have had him beat the Wall.
Oh man, no one's beating the Wall, brother. What are you talking about, man? The Wall was on fire. Yo, the Wall in 911 and like 1999. Yo, talk about the Brothers of Destruction, Chokeslam City over here, man. Ain't nobody getting up from that. That's all they had to do. Like those two, like 911 and the Wall, all they had to do was show up and chokeslam people. Everybody went crazy.
Next, we had Tank Abbott with vignettes that were awful. He had 8x10s in his vignettes because reasons, and they all were terrible 8x10s.
He's still alive.
Yeah.
You sound like me. He's got to catch me first.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we go into what is even worse, and that's the match.
Who was he fighting?
Big Al.
Big Al. I was about to say Jerry Flynn. I think that happened later.
I know that the Survivor chick and Charmel and Pat Patterson and Briscoe and like there's a lot of bad matches out there.
This match had a pole, bro, right?
It had a pole. It had a jacket on a pole specifically.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, with a knife in the pocket.
And one of the scariest botches / funniest botches I think I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm. No, he's trying to like carry him up the turnbuckle.
And just both of them topple and die on the outside, basically.
Lipton, he just kind of let him drop on the stairs, kind of like, oh, well, that just happened. I'm going to go pick him up.
And just the lead up to it was terrible.
Yeah.
I was angry because I'm also an MMA fan, so like I'm just angry about every aspect of this.
How'd you like the knife spot at the end?
Just confused.
Yeah. I don't think that's ever been explained.
Weren't you saying it when we were watching it? Isn't there like some backstory lore of like their actual history of like this is him like actually like being like, yo, I could kill you right now kind of idea?
Yeah, I just heard about that it happened like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never heard like it happened because of this or like after it happened, this is what happened. Like all I know is
Tank is very open. He's done a lot of shoot interviews. I'm sure you can find the answer out there somewhere. I'm sure he said.
Yeah, I haven't investigated in that.
I'm probably going to after this just because I'm curious myself now. And
yeah.
I'll get back to y'all when I get back to y'all on this. Maybe the next WCW review, because I have a feeling, if I remember correctly, we're not going to get rid of Tank Abbott for a little bit. I think he's around for like a little bit longer. Yeah, because he hasn't done the 3 count stuff yet, has he? No, he hasn't.
He's the original Danny Garcia.
Moving on. We had Big T beating Booker, specifically
you want to move
Booker.
On Big T.
Yeah. that expression right here in the background says it all. Big T's face. That is the match.
Big T is Ahmed Johnson for anyone who has never heard of the name Big T.
Yes, and if you've never watched Big T match, don't.
If you've ever seen an Ahmed Johnson match, that's basically it. But
except he drops them like all. Actually, didn't he do that as Ahmed too?
Yeah, but add 80 pounds to him, and that's Big T.
That finisher is some of the scariest. Like just throwing people, just like it is. Good for Booker. Booker lost after, and this is
Booker.
This is specifically from you as well. When a 400-pound Weeble came out and decided to stand on the outside of the ring, because
man, what was his the OG Big Swole. I know Big Swole is a women's wrestler in the industry right now, but by God, if this giant big-chested barrel of a black man wasn't known as Big Swole, he was both swole and big. He was big, he was swole, he was all over the place. This man was wider than all outside.
Mm-hmm.
He stretched from the left turnbuckle to the right turnbuckle, shoulder stand
with ease.
He did nothing. He stood there, he breathed hard. Everybody got scared. Big T looked small next to him.
Mm-hmm.
Big T looked like Little T.
1000%.
And then he got his big, as Rampage said, as I said, he got his big Weeble ass off the ring apron, and then they all left. He didn't do anything, but he did way too much.
Yeah.
And then came the No Limit Soldiers. Oh wait, we're not there yet.
Not there yet, sadly. Yeah. All right, we needed a palate cleanser in the middle, so they sent out Billy Kidman and Vampiro to actually have a wrestling match and to show what good wrestling's supposed to look like.
And they had Mike Tenay on commentary to remind us that we're watching a wrestling company.
Yes, and it felt great, and it felt normal for a second. And we felt that like you knew right away when you saw the two of them, like, oh, this is going to be a good match, and they did it, and it was great. It was fantastic. Yeah. And
we started to remember.
That's why this isn't an F.
We started to remember why we liked WCW for a moment.
Yeah. And then we got to the Sicilian Stretcher match with the Mamalukes and
then Rampage out. But as he checked out, I checked in a second time because, man, Big Vito and Johnny the Bull, are you serious? Get out of here.
I know, and Daphne's there too for you. I get you, but
I was locked into this one.
But you also had a big issue with the finish, if I remember correctly. Because weren't they going to help wheeling them out?
No, it was a terrible match.
If I remember correctly, they strapped them in and they were getting helped by people. I think the refs and stuff were taking them back.
Hey, shut your face. What do you want? Some Stromboli or something over here? What, you want a pepperoni?
I mean, they were a decent tag team in WCW. Yeah. I think I'm more just over David Flair and Crowbar, and that's my issue with the match. I don't know. And it's just the gimmicky part of the Sicilian Stretcher match nonsense.
I just like.
I appreciate it.
I liked enough characters in the match that made me like the match.
Moving on.
I'm gonna cheer if Daphne's out there.
I had to pull up the wiki real quick because I blacked out after the Sicilian Stretcher match mentally and didn't write any more notes. So, yeah. And I'm remembering why, because I specifically remember the lead up to the match and being like, no. We had Ric Flair and Terry Funk in a Texas Death Match. Why?
Because this is championship wrestling, baby. This is where the big boys play. This is where all the stars are. Where else would you see Terry Funk and Ric Flair fight in 1999? Not the WWF. Where was the NWA? Wait,
Along with the fact that this match went on way too long.
This is Ric Flair
15
and
minutes.
Terry Funk.
Way too long.
Yeah.
Or not right now.
Okay. Oh, it's in the
Like, you can't go out there and rush Steamboat and Greg the Hammer Valentine. You let them go out there and have their 15-minute long match. This is tradition.
Hulk Hogan
Don't you
wrestled
say
the title
that name.
package.
Don't you say that name when I'm talking about tradition. Hulk Hogan. What about Hulk Hogan?
He defeated the title package. This
Nah.
match felt stupid too.
So you're just done with Terry Funk and Ric Flair?
I'm giving them more time than I'm willing to give Hogan and Package, unless you're trying to talk more about this match.
No, I was just making sure. It's a travesty that Lex Luger is losing to Hulk Hogan in 1999.
Big boot, leg drop, 1, 2, 3, brother. Moving on. Main event.
No, hold on. He wasn't even Lex Luger. He was the total package. His physique.
He was the total package.
His physique was, first of all, in like 93, he was already like outdoing Hogan on like the gains and like the gains and the veins, brother. But like the fact that like in 2099, like his body was like so much put together better than Hogan. Like, but Hogan still can't put over anybody. Like, who's he putting over? The Giant? Why? Because he's 7 foot tall? He doesn't even work here no more, dude. He's got me pissed off. Let me show my Bailey shirt. This isn't my Bailey shirt.
They did the narcissist gimmick in 99, like 7 years after it happened, and you're giving them credit for it. Appreciate you.
Hogan was doing the red and yellow gimmick 17 years after 85.
Doesn't make it any better. We're done here. I wanted to give them less time than Flair and Funk, but I mean, you just want to give Luger his time, so I appreciate that.
Yeah. Lex Luger deserves his time to shine. He didn't even get to win the match.
We've already gone over my Luger feelings. I don't get it.
Luger over Hogan.
Oaf
all day.
All right. Main event, Sid Vicious winning retaining the world title in a 3-way dance against Scott Hall and Jeff Jarrett with the Harris brothers out there because bad things have to come along with the ending, I guess. I don't know.
That's how things were back in the day, man. That's how the black and silver NWO was.
We done here?
I wish Scott Hall would have won that match.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Anybody but Sid.
No, I like Sid, but like
once again, another one I don't get.
I liked Sid, but like that would have been a perfect night to put Scott Hall over once and for all and make him like the man.
Yeah. I hope you have too, attitude. Anything else to say about this shite?
I can't wait till Kimberly Page shows up. But thank God for Daphne.
That's all.
That's all, folks. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. No, I have nothing more to say. It's gonna get better from here, I'm pretty sure, or it might not. Who knows?
WCW gets worse. WWF gets better. We have to change the channel.
New Blood Rising is alright. I don't know. There's some late ones that I get into. I get into some of the garbage. This garbage is. All right. Pitch yourself, and we're gonna get out of here.
I'm SOS Farm on Twitch, and I'm Farm27 on YouTube. and I am here whenever we are doing our thing.
And I am SOS Rampages on TikTok, on Twitch, on YouTube. Check out all the videos on the side. I appreciate anybody that's been here through all the live content that we have done throughout the day. It's been a fun day. Appreciate anybody that tunes into any of the videos at all and supports us in any way, shape, or form. It means a lot to us. If you want to check us out, I am live 10 p.m. Eastern time onward, unless I'm doing live watch alongs like I will be doing tomorrow for the Elimination Chamber and the UFC fights. So check me out there if you want to kind of check that out. If you want to check out anything else, obviously, come on over to the Society of Streamers Discord if you want to watch along with us, if you want to promote your own content, if you want to, just chill and hang out and game with us.
We are not the Society of Streamers. We are sick of society.
Either way, one of the two, SOS, all the good stuff.
Oh, excuse me. I don't know what came over. What was that?
There was a ghost somewhere, but with that being said, we are going to cut this episode here, and yeah, peace and on out. Oh, all right. And then we're going to raid on out too. So everybody on the YouTube side, we're going to be ending stream in a second after we raid out on the Twitch side. And basically is how that's going to work.
Hey-oh.
Over there, yeah.
Hey-oh.
That's time. I'm on me. Hit that raid on button over. Alright, raiding over.
Yeah, just switched over.
Alright, end over here. So peace on out, everybody.